Welcome to another episode of Racing to Learn. We are a nonprofit that gets kids excited about math and science. We've got a very special unboxing for you all today, and it's always fun getting a box in the mail, especially one of this size. So without further ado or suspense, we will go ahead and open this. Fresh from FedEx, in this case. And this was the actual box that was mailed. So you all are seeing this as it happens. And it is the Team Carrera Radix 6. Now, if you've seen any of our previous videos, which we'll also link to in the video description, you'll notice that this is actually our third Carrera vehicle. We have a Mammoth, which is their two-wheel drive truck, monster truck. Oh, a little bit of difficulty getting this out of the box. We've got a Team Carrera Dementor, one of their 6S truggies, and now we've got this, the Radix. Now this is a 1/8 scale racing buggy, bash buggy, whatever you want to call it. Really excited to get this because we've heard really good things about this. They call it the 2021 because this model has been revamped for this year. So you will need a 4 to 6S pack with an XT90 connector and some 4 AA batteries and a charger for that lithium, that LiPo pack. And that's pretty much it here. You can see some of the specs on here, the length, width, wheelbase, etc. I won't bother reading those out. But, Team Carrera has really... Oh, actually, I've never seen this before. Okay, licensed to and distributed by... All right, I thought this was being made by another manufacturer, but Team Carrera is actually out of Belgium. That's what that BVBA stands for. International BVBA. But anyways, some of the details here. It's got a 50 kV motor, brushless motor in it, 3,000 watts. Actually, I've never seen a manufacturer state the wattage of a motor on here. So that's pretty cool. Never knew that this was essentially 3 kilowatts. Pretty cool. So that's the output of this motor. If you check out our good friend Razor RC's channel, he's had really good things to say about the power plant here. I thought it was just a rebadged hobby wing unit, but he says it far surpasses the performance of those. It does have a 25 kilogram servo on it, so that is pretty stout for a stock one. I think they upgraded it from a 20 kilogram servo in the first version. All right, so let's get this open here. Oh, there's more tape. It's nice that it comes in that outer package to preserve the integrity of the inner one. There's more tape on the sides here. And so our Dementor we actually bought used. So this will be our first new Carrera 8th scale. Let's see how this is packaged here. It seems pretty well packaged. Just gonna slide this out. Ooh, that is a nice looking vehicle so far. And if you've watched our previous videos on the Dementor, again, we'll include a link to that in that playlist in the video description. But we were just really impressed with the build quality of these Carrera 8th scale vehicles. And just the little touches that they put on these cars Very nicely packaged. Here are all the manuals and antenna tube. Put those off to the side. Nothing like the smell of fresh RC tires in the morning. Alright, there's even these foams buffering the package in there. Really well done so it doesn't shake around. Now, Team Carrera really reminds me of Team Durango. You know, that was the company that Tower Hobbies bought out that eventually became Arma, right? Team Durango was their racing efforts, and then they spawned Arma as a bashing brand, and then you know, the rest is history. And you know, we took a chance on that first generation Arma Creighton. Definitely had some teething problems, but it now in its 5th iteration, the Armas, you know, they're pretty bash-worthy vehicles, as I'm sure most of you would agree. Now, Team Carrera, the first version, you know, they had some teething issues, as unsurprisingly for a new basher series. Or Carrera's been around a long time doing on-road racing, off-road racing as well. But really, their entry into the basher segment was with the version 1 of these vehicles, the Buggy, the Truggy. So you've got the Kronos, you've got the Radix, the Python, the Dementor. I'm not going to remember all of them, but the Punisher, etc., etc. They even have a roller version now of the Kronos. So yeah, pretty cool to see them progress as a brand. All right, so the Buggy's got 2 pins here. Nice that they have these tethers, and the body's also protected by this plastic sheeting. All right, and so here we go. This is the Radix, and here's the body. We'll take that plastic off and put the body back on so you can get a good look at it. It's nice to see that they've slotted the rear body mount there, so under impact, this can move around and you know, give you some buffer and not tear up that rear hole. But really digging the looks of it. The only difference between the Python and the Radix is the body and the tires. Actually, the wheels are actually even the same, but just the body and tires there. Everything else the same, so we'll pull this off. There's a little bit of a nose cone in the front, like is popular with buggies nowadays, so that's nice little feature there. And so you've got 2 XT90 connectors, the Torox 185 amp ESC there, that speed control, waterproof of course. This definitely looks like a hobby wing switch, except it's red. But yeah, this essentially looks like a Max 8. So I don't know if they just made their own or had their own motor made that's different from the hobby wings. But yeah, this is the Carrera 825. It's 2050 kV motor. So kV means that for every volt, this will spin 20,500 or 20,050 RPM. So anyways, pretty cool stuff here. Yeah, and it's nice that it does use these bullet top style plugs going from the motor to the ESC that go in directly to the ESC versus, you know, older versions of the hobby wing ESCs. They had wires coming out, and those can, you know, kind of wiggle loose. That's just another point of failure. But really, yeah, really cool to see this here. You know, very familiar in terms of similarities with our Dementor. It essentially only the only differences are shorter arms in the rear and front. You know, shorter drive shafts connecting from the differentials to the wheels. Obviously, different wheels and tires. And there's a big bumper on the rear of the Dementor. We might actually swap that over for this before we bring it bashing, actually, but same exact chassis. What else do we have here? Yeah, pretty much the same, you know, pretty much the same vehicle, minus shorter arms and a different body. So yeah, smaller front bumper obviously on the Buggy versus the Truggy or Truggies. Same pillow ball suspension in the front. CVDs. CVDs are shorter, of course, on the Buggy. Non-adjustable links, which isn't a huge deal, but you know, if this isn't handling the way we want and we want that extra degree of adjustability, we'll probably want to switch over to adjustable turnbuckles here. But yeah, it looks pretty good out of the box. Nothing glaring. They've done a good job doing quality control on it. That's what QC stands for on that sticker. But yeah, it looks pretty good. The other thing is the Dementor has a body support here that comes off of the center differential, so that helps protect against smashing the body in. So that's another difference here. But really nice to see things that come straight from the factory, like the aluminum servo horn arm, the aluminum center diff case, right? So those are things that you don't need to upgrade straight out of the box, which is really nice. And metal aluminum caps on the front shocks. Yet another area that is much appreciated. This, yeah, one thing that we had seen from others is that the suspension it needs some tuning here. So that's basically less than half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch worth of suspension travel before this bottoms out. So we'll definitely want to raise these collars on before we bash it tomorrow with Razor RC and crew. So we'll probably have Razor give this the quick 5-minute suspension tune before we hit the track with this. But yeah, really digging these tires too. This is definitely not something that you'll see on a Buggy, except for maybe some of the newer Proline tires that are more focused on bashing. So we'll wrap up this video, but let us know what you think in the comments. Smash that like button if we've earned it. That subscribe button helps us out even more. And hit that notification bell to get notified when we drop a new video. And we will catch you next time. Thanks again for watching.